everyone, and welcome to our second Mind State Masterclass for the year. I want to thank you all for tuning in with me today. I especially want to thank those who tuned in to the last episode for my very first one. I want to thank you for the feedback. I want to thank you for those who participated. And I just really want to thank those who just clicked on the link and gave it a quick look. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Today I'm going to talk about goal setting. I ran a workshop with some of our CHPT people not long ago, and I just want to put it in a clip so that everyone has a reference to it, so that you get to work with it in your own time. So it was a beautiful workshop, so I want to thank all the heartbeats that were shared with me there, and I hope that you're going along really well with your goals. So on average, 80% of people, by the time that they hit middle of Feb, have cancelled or bailed on their goal that they set in January. It's a pretty high number, isn't it? So if there's something that you set back in January that you would like to keep achieving, but you're not sure how, get a pen and some paper and take some time, pause the clip when you need to, write the questions down, and then give your answer. Don't be in a rush to finish the clip. Just take your time with it, and even if you stop it and then come back to it later, that's totally okay as well. Whatever works for you. The purpose of my job is to help plant seeds, is to educate myself so that I can help educate others in leading a healthier and more awesome life. So to start off, I'd like to just talk about the Disney theory, the Disney concept, which I've only just recently learned about, which I think is super cool. So back in the day when Disney was building his empire, he had 3 rooms. And the reasons that he had 3 rooms for when someone came up with an idea was to help the idea become more successful. So the first room he had was the ideas room, and that's where anything could fly. It could be anything, from something so small to something so major. And then the next room was the planning room. And then the third room was the critiquing room on how to fix the plan and whether the plan could work or whether it didn't work or what needed to be changed to help make the plan become successful. So when it came to critiquing the idea was never put down, or the person was never put down for coming up with the idea. It was actually the plan, the execution of it that just wouldn't work, or it was the execution of it that made it successful. So that's just something to keep in mind. So if you've got a spare notebook kicking around, and if you just want to write down all your goals that you want to achieve, then that could be enough for you today. So just brainstorm everything down that you want to achieve. Like, there's no bad goal. There's no bad dream. And the reason we need to write it down is because it helps another part of your brain take it in as real. So if you just think about it or just say it out loud, it's only a dream. We want our dreams to come true. So take the time just to write it down, and it helps make it become more of a reality, which is super cool. So here we go. Here are the questions. The first thing is before you start on your goal, you need to know who you are. You need to know your starting place. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Ben Crow. He's Ash Barty's Mind State coach. He also works with Dylan Alcott and a few of the really high Australian athletes. I've been doing a lot of his work lately, which I find him to be super cool, super down to earth, and I've just really enjoyed it. So he talks about being a good human first and then being a great athlete second. So being a good human first, knowing who you are, knowing your values, knowing what's important in here, so that when the goal comes along and it knocks you around, you know who you are in here. You are not defined by your goal. It's only part of who you are, part of what you do, what I should say, sorry. So I compete in weightlifting. I am not a weightlifter. I compete in weightlifting. It's a part of my toolkit that helps me become the human that I am today. Does that make sense? So it's the same concept. So first of all, I want you to figure out who you are right now. So stop the video if you need to, stop the clip, and I want you to just take some time to write down who you are. Cool. Once you've done that, I want you to find your values. What's important to you? What are your core beliefs that if you fall off the wagon, you know that A, you're resilient, you've got integrity, you know that you pick yourself up no matter what happens, that kind of thing. Spend some time finding your values. 3 values are really good. The 3 values at CHPT are future, family, fun. The reason that they are that are because we are helping people move so they can move into the future with longevity within their bodies. Family, because we are a family-based business. We're a community-based business. And fun, because you know what? At the end of the day, if you're not having fun doing it, then what's the point? Gone are the days of just smashing clients until they could no longer walk. I think that's stuck in the 90s, and I hope that it is still stuck in the 90s with a lot of other trainers too. Alrighty, so now that you've got you know who you are, you know what's important to you with your values, this is your starting point. This is where you are today. What tends to happen when a lot of people fail goals is that they don't know where they've started from, and they're just worried about the outcome. They're just worried about where they're going. So to stop that, they miss the middle part. And that's where the success is. The success is creating the daily habits each day. That's where the win is. So it's the process, it's the steps, it's whatever you want to call it, the middle bit, the cake, not the icing. So if you break it down and just work on those steps in between, your goal is going to be, you're going to be so fulfilled when you get there. And let me ask you this question. Have you ever achieved a goal before where when you got there, you were like, is that it? Is this how it feels? It's pretty much of a downer, isn't it? So the reason that's happened is because you haven't embraced the steps along the way, the daily habits. Make sense? Cool. If you need to, just stop, re-listen, whatever you need to do to make this clip work for you today. So, and also remember, in life, we get what we repeat. So there's no such thing as karma. What it is the energy that we're putting out that comes back to us. So if you're putting out negative energy, you're going to get negative energy back to you. If you're putting out positive vibes, you're going to get positive vibes back to you. So taking the time to really think about what you want to manifest is probably another word that you've heard. Start putting that out, what you want to achieve. I am a good person. I value myself. I am me. I love me. This is cool. Like, just really embrace it and take some time to really support yourself and back yourself through this, the next goal that you're setting for yourself. Cool. So now that you know where you are, who you are, what is it that you want to achieve? So I'll pause between each question, so that'll give you time to stop if you need to stop. Okay, cool. So you got that? What do you want to do positively to achieve this experience? What are you looking to move towards something, or are you looking to move away from something? What will you see, hear, feel when you have it? Now this is a good one. Take some time with this. Don't rush it. What steps or stages are involved in reaching the outcome? This is where you've got to really take the time to nut it down, to really put the steps in place. So if it's a weight loss goal, what can you do daily to help you achieve your weight loss? If it is a movement goal, what can you do daily to help you achieve that? If it's a sleeping better goal, what can you do throughout the day to help you sleep better at night? Cool. When, where, how, with whom will you get this outcome? In what context or contexts is this outcome appropriate? What is the most fitting and appropriate context for this outcome? What are the stages involved in achieving this outcome? Are the chunks small enough that they seem achievable, or does it just seem a little bit too overwhelming at the moment? You need to go back and rework that a little bit so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Is the outcome something that you can initiate on your own, or do you need a little bit of support around you for that? And do you have the power within yourself to achieve this goal on your own? Is it within your control? Or are there variables that you know that you can't control? Can you initiate it yourself? Can you kickstart the actions required to get you going? And can you maintain those actions, or is it dependent on someone else? Are there any resources that you need in order to achieve this outcome? Is there anyone you can go talk to? Do you need some extra support? Is there anyone motivating you to help you achieve this? How will you know the outcome has been realized? And what will let you know that you have attained the desired state? How do you know when to exit? How do you know when you're there? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? Does it taste something? What does it feel like in here, in your heart, in your soul? Will you feel satisfied when you're there? Does the outcome energize you? Do you get excited about it? Is it something that you've wanted to achieve for a long time? Will it get you out of bed in the morning? How much do you want this on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being yes, 1 being nah. If you're sitting around a 7 or an 8, what can you do to make it a 10? You want to be looking at a 9 or a 10 for this one. How will it affect your surroundings, your goal? Will it work with your family life, your work life? Because it looks good on paper, will it work practically for you? 45 minutes in the gym is good, but have you factored in the 15-minute drive and getting a park, getting out of the car, getting back in the car, that kind of thing? Maybe having a toilet stop, maybe stopping to get a coffee. These are all the things. That 5-minute chat you have with someone at reception, that adds up. Will that still work? Is it achievable? Let's be real right now. Do you really want this? And do you want to achieve it? Does it respect your health? Does it respect your relationships? Is it going to put you up, bring you up, or is it going to bring you down? Will it fill your cup and make you feel good about yourself? What do you think about all of those? Yeah. Is there a timeline? Again, are you moving towards or are you moving away? Is there a timeline that you want to get it done by? Will that motivate you, or will that not motivate you? Sometimes people work better with a deadline. Sometimes others hate deadlines. Which works for you? If you want to have more of a chat about this, or if you want to work one-on-one, please don't hesitate to reach out. Either Josh or myself will be able to spend some time with you working through these questions. Just remember that you are valued and that you are worthy and that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. You just need to believe and have some faith within yourself. As I get attacked by a fly. I want to thank you for your time today. And